Hi, Spicewood kiddos. It is Miss Rayborn here, and we're going to start the process of thinking about what we want to make for our Alebrijes. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up my sketchbook to a blank page. So the first thing I want to try out is to just kind of get ready by making some shape and line patterns. So I want you to try on one page in your sketchbook at least 5 kinds of lines and at least 5 kinds of patterns. For example, a zigzag line is a kind of a line. It also can be kind of not the same. It doesn't have to be even, right? It could be a curvy line. It could be a loopy line. Your loops also don't have to be exactly the same. They could be irregular. So I have 1, 2, 3 kinds of lines so far. I could have a dotted line or a dashed kind of a line. I could make a castle type of a line, even one that has a bump instead in between. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kinds. So I've got more than enough, but I'm going to try at least 5. And then types of patterns. Let's see, I always think of polka dots as a type of patterns. They could be small, they could be big. Shapes make great patterns. So I could make a pattern of heart shapes. I can make patterns with repetition of shapes, like if I repeated this over and over, I would be making a pattern. I can make patterns with my lines. For example, if I made patterns like this is an A-B pattern. A, B, A, B as we go across. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. Let's see, another pattern. Miss Rayborn does like a polka dot. I love a line, which we've been talking about. What about a spiral or squiggly line? Also, these can be used in any shape, which is really nice. You can make triangle spiral lines. You can make rectangle ones, square ones. You can make ones that look like quadrilaterals and parallelograms even. So practice for me 5 different kinds of lines and 5 different kinds of patterns before you turn to your next page. So on the next page, I want you to try out 4 different ideas for your Alebrije creature. You can see Miss Rayborn has already jotted down 3 ideas. I just divided my paper in half and in half, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. My first idea was a fish. My second idea was an elephant. Haven't drawn an elephant before. Look at his big old belly. There would be lots of places for patterns there. My third idea was a kitty cat, because there was one sitting in the window outside my house a few minutes ago and I was looking at it. And its little tail is waving. One of the things about an Alebrije is that sometimes it's in motion, right? We said that was one of the things that we noticed about it. So I think my last one of Miss Rayborn's favorite things is a sea turtle. And I think I'm making his little flippers probably a little bit too big for his body, but this is a practice. And I could have a lot of space for patterns and things through here. I know that their eyes are on the side and they have a little tail and things like that. So I've got 4 different ideas. I didn't have to fill them full of patterns quite yet, because I'm now going to make a decision about which animal I want to choose. So I think a lot of you know about me that Miss Rayborn loves the ocean. So I am going to go, I think, with a sea turtle. I got to hold a sea turtle in my hands once when I was a kid. It was so exciting, and I'm kind of remembering that. So I want you to flip over to a new page, and I started to draw my choice. I picked one of those 4 things really nice and big. I might have made mine a little bit too big. He's having trouble fitting on the page, so maybe not quite this big. And I started drawing in my patterns. So I'm going to fill my practice drawing with patterns. So maybe the inside, I think I'm going to use some of those spiral kinds of lines inside of here to make my patterns. And maybe inside of here, a rectangle kind of a shape, and I can divide that up into different sections. I'm going to put a pattern in each one of these parts of the shell. Maybe I'll even make a pattern with my patterns. So if this one has zigzag lines, I might go all the way around. Let's see if I have the right number. If I do zigzag lines in every other one, let's see if I planned the right number. It might be, oh look, I'm going to have one not quite right, but that's okay. Maybe in this one, Miss Rayborn, I told you, loves a polka dot. I think I might put a polka dot inside of a polka dot. So some of the polka dots have polka dots inside of them. Some of the polka dots are polka dots on their own. So I'm going to fill up my practice drawing with patterns, just like the Alebrijes that we saw. And I have two right here next to each other that are going to end up being the same, but that's okay. When I do it in my final drawing, which we're going to do next week, I can remember to count. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I needed to have either 10 or 12 there, so I can make a plan for that next time. So I've started to add lots of patterns, which is important. I'm filling up this space. I could even have patterned lines around my pattern lines. Those Alebrijes are really, really, really colorful. All right, so this is our practice drawing. When we're together again next week, I'm going to show you how we can transfer it onto a really large piece of paper. We're going to do our drawing, and then we're even going to do some painting next week. If you would like to go ahead and make some plan for your colors, and you would like to add color to your final drawing, either with crayons or markers or colored pencils or whatever you have around your house, you can absolutely do that. To finish up for today, it's up to you whether you'd like to add color or not. Okay, so this week's drawings are, go back. First job, 5 lines and 5 patterns in your sketchbook. Second job, 4 different ideas of living things you could draw for your Alebrije. These even could be imaginary. Like, could it be like a unicorn? Or could it be the body of a lion with a head of an eagle? Absolutely. Alebrijes are very, very creative. Then I choose one of these 4 and I draw it on a new piece of paper in my sketchbook. So we should be using 3 pages today. It's okay if you need to use a little bit more. And I'm really going to fill it full of patterns because I'm practicing for next week when we get to do some painting. Okay, add color if you'd like to, and next week we will talk about transferring our drawing onto a large paper and we'll give painting directions. So I hope you have a great week, and remember that nothing is due this week to Miss Rayborn. I want to be sure that everybody knows that. We're working on a system for that, so I don't want you to worry. Okay, so have a great week and I will see you soon.